So thank you, Niharika. Welcome, everybody. I think important topic for the day today is fighting against cyber attack. And cyber threats are becoming more and more sophisticated. It's not if, but when are you being attacked. It is importantly required for each one of us to understand that today cyber threats are becoming more and more sophisticated and impacting your organizations. This topic helps you know how do you recover when there is a zero-day attack and it's a sophisticated ransomware or cyber attack. Today, analysts are speaking about transforming cybersecurity into cyber resilience. It is an important topic because you need to implement the 3 I's. It is immutable backup copies, worm, media, making sure that it is isolated from your environment so that it is not impacted. Let's look at how ransomware is impacting your business. Today, if you look at 37% of reported organizations are forced to lay off employees. 35% C-level resignations happened following a ransomware attack. Today, detection is becoming more and more issues because the attacks are becoming more and more sophisticated. It is not about network. It is a mix of attacks that are happening. And today, targeted ones, there is also a return of those attacks coming in. So 70% of times we've seen that you've been attacked again and again every 24 months, and you need to spend cycles and cycles to build a cyber resilient architecture. And it is not about when you do it, it is how fast you do it. So let's look at what are the best practices. People are speaking about air gap backups. It has been importantly since last many years, people are describing saying we should air gap our backup. We should maintain integrity. Ransomware parents are risking OFA guidelines. Today in India, government has banned cryptos, and today it is becoming difficult to pay these ransom environments because these are driven by a cryptocurrency environment. Today it is a crime when it being highlighted that you're paying money to somebody who's hold your data at ransom. CERT is becoming an important organization helping Indian customers build guidelines and help them give them pre-notification on what is impacting their organization. So let's look at what cyber resilience is. It's a strategy. Today, this infrastructure is based on the NIST framework, where we are talking about how do we recover and protect our information going forward. And cyber recovery is a solution. The data protection solution isolates and builds a critical infrastructure in the framework on an immutable architecture, which is hard for people to penetrate and get access to data. Let me cover the most important part when it comes to data management, right? It is about efficiency. Efficiency now matters more than ever because you have less amount of time for you to close the air gap and make sure that your data is isolated. You need to be secure, save data center space. And today, deduplication is becoming more and more important. Today, with Dell Technologies, we are offering 50:1 deduplication, which enables every 50 terabyte of your data to be stored as 1 terabyte, giving you efficiency over network, footprint, monitoring information, data center cooling, and all those parts. This becomes the base of how you build a cyber recovery solution. How quick could you isolate your data? I can speak on and on, but this was one slide that I thought was important for each one of you to understand. It is not today. It is a solution that Dell has been leader in terms of the appliances as well as the software. We started this journey back in 2015 when the first isolated customer deployment was done. This was built at the customer premises. Today, we are increasingly enhancing these capabilities to protect in a true multi-cloud architecture, where we are working with hyperscalers like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud in implementing each of these cyber recovery solutions in their environments. And I'll speak more about this as we move forward. Let's look at what modern threats require. If you look at any cyber recovery solution, they should be based on the 3 I's. It should be isolated. It should be physically separated, logically separated from your network. It should be on an immutable, preserved original integrity of data. And it should be intelligent enough to detect threats that are not even being recorded by a lot of your signature-based architectures. And today, when you're looking at these deployments, Dell Cyber Recovery deployments are, be it wherever your data resides, on-prem, co-located, public cloud, based on the three I's we just discussed, we are giving you an operationally managed environment which could recover your data at any given point of time, ensuring cyber resilience and business continuity. Let's quickly get into the architecture of how things work, right? Today, when you're looking at building this in your data center, we are speaking about an air-gapped architecture where the data is isolated. So once in a day, the vault syncs your data from the production workloads. This sync operation is then terminated. A copy is maintained of this environment. The copy is logged into an immutable storage, and then it is being analyzed, which is an intelligent AI ML architecture, which makes sure that any data that you are looking at that is being compromised is being analyzed, and you have a pre-notification of your information that a production has been compromised. When we are looking at this, there are multiple ways to even build this or recover from. You can automatically recover it based on straight away restore it from the vault, do a reverse replication to your workload so the vault is always secure. Build a clean room, because a lot number of times we've observed that when there is an attack, a lot of your production environments is confiscated by authorities and you don't get access to your production environment. So we could build a clean room for your architecture where the whole restore operations can be built in. Nevertheless, if you're running smaller architectures, the same infrastructure can just be instant accessed on the vault itself. And you can start accessing your Active Directory, your DNS servers, your firewall configurations, all of it instantly in a VM architecture in the vault environment, giving you a quick time to recover and making sure that your data is always secure. When we spoke about the multi-cloud approach, today, all of this can be deployed in an architecture of a service providers like Faction, or in the data center that you decide, or in VMware with AWS, Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle today. We accept data from each of these workloads, making sure that this is a true multi-cloud environment in your data center, centrally managed, and you have a single vault when you recover your information from. Moving on, this has been architected for AWS as well. So this is a ready formulation architected to run in AWS, and you can buy the services of AWS Marketplace. Same applies for the Azure and the Google Marketplace environments. Today, all of these cyber recovery vaults are available with all the three hyperscalers with tested and built of their own architectures. What is the base of this? Today, when we speak about, and here is where the product comes in. Today, PowerProtect data domain gives you a lot of foundation towards a data center in the data protection architecture. It gives you retention lock, immutability, role-based access, multi-factor authentication, secure NTP clock, tampering controls, which make sure that at any given point of time, your data is secured onto this platform, be it on-prem, at the edge, or in the core, or in the cloud, protecting your information across the landscape. As we speak, and I wanted to dive upon how the intelligent environment is going to help you, which is fully integrated, backed up data is validated, post-diagnosis data is giving you information, making sure that at any given point of time, your data, when it is required, analyzed, is clean, and make sure that you always have the last good copy to recover from and get back to your business faster. How does it work? It gives you a comprehensive index. It looks at all the changes in the content over time, uses security analysis, which is 200 plus statistic scans, not based on signatures, but based on type of information. Each of this is machine learned and the corruption is detected. And then you are given an attack factor notification to let you know that at any given point of time, your data is corrupt. You roll back to your production, correct it, come back, and your last good copy is available In case you have been impacted, it gives you an information which can be recovered and back to business from data center perspective. I quickly also wanted to cover one more aspect, because today edge services is becoming more and more in the multi-cloud era, right? Your data is getting distributed. You are at endpoint, SaaS application, data center workloads, and Dell offers Apex Backup Service, which is an outcome-based service where you don't have to invest into the backup infrastructure, but this gives you a resilient, air-gapped, immutable architecture under the Apex SaaS backup services, which is a single pane of glass to manage your endpoint data protection, hybrid workloads, and SaaS workloads. It is a zero trust architecture because even we don't have access to your production infrastructures. The control is with the customer. It is immutable. Data shedding is an added security. Backups are isolated. It has built-in ransomware protection, which gives all your endpoint information to start with a resilient architecture that you can recover from. Just wanted to cover the isolated attacks are being isolated. It is a 3-to-1 copy that is being maintained onto the hyperscaler. It is a born-in-cloud product where Apex Backup Service is only accessible to the customer who's using it through credentials. There are no traditional protocols. So at any given point of time, your data from laptop devices, mobile devices, file servers, NAS, virtual machines, or databases is air-gapped and secured in Apex Backup Service. In case your data is compromised and your credentials are compromised and you have an attack where all your backups are being impacted through a successful verification, we still don't eliminate mass deletion activities in endpoint and hybrid criteria. The cloud, this is a completely monitored 24/7 system. So for 7 days, we keep your data so that you could do a rollback of your action in case there is any kind of mass deletion. This is being supported. There'll be a customer communication. It has to be coming from a valid email ID of yours, making sure that you've done a mass deletion. Only then Dell Technologies will remove the information when it is mass deleted. Otherwise, you have rollback actions available where you can roll back all the information at any given point of time. The same gives you enhanced capabilities of accelerated ransomware, where you can identify anomalies, monitor the infrastructure, look at your golden curated snapshots. So it helps you not only identify, contain, but also recover your data on endpoints, file servers, NAS, VMware architectures, giving you a clean copy of your data on endpoints as well as data center workloads, giving you a single solution to a resilient architecture. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure speaking to each one of you. Let me know if you have anything else. Please be in touch with us and we can help you be more resilient for the future. Thank you.